Hey, I just wanted to talk a little bit about my Beachbody coaching story with you. To give a little bit of background information, all of my life I've pretty much had some digestive issues. During college, when I was not so healthy, I was really having some serious problems. And so I went to the doctor and met with him and was put on some medications after having some procedures done. Um, and the side effects were just horrible. So after about a year, I just said, you know what, this is just crazy and not even worth it. I'm just not going to take this stuff anymore. I'll just learn to deal. Um, so for a little while, I just ate when I knew I was going to be home for a long while, which is not healthy at all and not maintainable. Um, so I started doing some research on my own and really kind of found that a clean diet could control most of the symptoms that I was experiencing, um, and that I wouldn't even need the medication at all. So I decided to start eating more healthy. I cut down on processed foods. I ate clean proteins, fruits and veggies, and was really, really starting to feel better. And then, of course, life got in the way, as it always does for so many people. I was in grad school. I was working full time. I was student teaching. I was tight on money, obviously, and in my own apartment. And I just, fell back into bad habits. I wasn't eating horribly. I wasn't eating processed food. I wasn't eating junk. No fast food, stuff like that. But I just wasn't eating enough. I just ate when I was hungry, which was not very often because I was so stressed, and my body was in overdrive all the time. And so I really was not eating enough. I was active. I've always been pretty active. So I was working out. I was training for a full marathon at that time. Um, and, while I'd never been small at all, I'm sorry, while I'd never been big in my life, I've always kind of been on the smaller side. I really got much, much smaller, but obviously didn't notice. And other people had told me, and I just kind of brushed it off. I was just busy, 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 busy all the time. And eating for nourishment and taking care of myself just really was not my priority. So when I did eat, I ate well. I was still eating chicken and fish and veggies and good stuff, but or juicing. I juiced a lot, but I just was not eating nearly enough to be running, 20 miles every weekend or 12 miles in the middle of the week, which is just not good. So needless to say, when I met my husband, he was like, "This is just not going to work. You need to eat, and we're going to eat together, and I'm going to make sure that you eat during the day because you cannot have one meal a day and expect to function well." So I started eating normally again. We were working out together at the gym at least 4 days a week, um, and we ate pretty clean even then. You know, no fast food, stuff like that on weekends. We obviously went out and had fun, newly dating, but nothing crazy. But I gained 17 pounds, not because I was eating badly, not because I was doing, crazy things, but because my body was not used to having food throughout the day. My body was used to having one meal, maybe two, not six small meals or three big meals and three snacks. So my metabolism was just so wrecked from all the havoc that I'd wreaked on it, and rightfully so. I mean, you can't do that. So after getting back at it and really sticking with making sure that I continued to eat, even though I was gaining so much weight, I finally kind of got back to where I wanted to be, and felt really good again. And then, of course, we got engaged, which is great and wonderful, and one of the best things ever. But once, we got engaged, and then I went into full-on wedding planning mode for about 4 months. I was either planning a wedding or, focusing on my work or my fiance or any of those things, and we stopped exercising regularly. Our diet really kind of went to one of convenience. We were just eating quickly and making things that, were cheap and really not a great diet at all. And while I didn't really gain too much back before the wedding, and my wedding dress fit great and everything was wonderful, and I looked okay, a couple months after the wedding, we still hadn't gotten back to it. The honeymoon was over. We were back at home, but we still were just, our habits were not great. And I just felt awful. I can just remember, like, every time it was time to go somewhere and time to get dressed, like, I was by no means overweight, but nothing fit. Nothing in my closet fit. And I would just stand in the closet and, like, why doesn't, it's horrible when you feel like you want to jump out of your skin. I mean, it's just awful. And I still hadn't done anything about it, but it just felt horrible. I popped a button on my jeans one weekend at camp and had no other jeans to wear. It's just not not a good feeling. So but still not after doing anything about it. Finally, every Wednesday we'd say, oh, we're going to go to the gym on Monday, and then Monday would roll around. The next Wednesday, oh, we didn't get into it this week, but we're going to go. And it just, the cycle just continued. So finally, I had done P90X before, but knew that with my crazy schedule between working full time and tutoring, I was just not going to have time, after working 60 hours a week to do an hour and a half workout every day. But I had heard a little bit through infomercials about T25, and had some friends that had done it, and I had heard a little bit about P90X3. So I reached out to my coach, knowing that she would know a little bit more about it, and just said, look, I need help. I have to do something. I've got to get back to a spot where I was, where I feel healthy, where I feel good about my body. I don't want to just crawl out of my skin every time I'm getting ready to go somewhere. Help, basically. And so we looked at either P90X3 or T25 because I knew that I needed to do something in 30 minutes, and something that I couldn't make an excuse for. Going to the gym, I could make an excuse for that. Oh, I don't have time by the time I get there and drive there and, go to the locker room, put my stuff away, work out. Then, I've got to turn around and leave. And I knew that there was no excuse for 30 minutes. I could walk down my stairs and do it. So I said, help, which one should I do? So we ended up going with P90X3. I wanted to do a little bit of cardio and some strength. And when I ordered at the end of October, she had told me she was going to put me into one of her challenge or accountability groups, which I had no idea what that was. So I said, okay, sounds great. So she explained a little bit that it would be ladies who would be checking in on each other and following a clean diet and using Beachbody workouts and Shakeology. So I thought, okay, I'm not going to have time for that, but okay, sure. I'm just going to make sure I get my workouts done. That'll be fine. So I got P90X3 at the end of October, and started in on it and followed it pretty well. I did miss a few days here and there, and I went with that mentality of, oh, okay, I'll do it. I'll make it up tomorrow. And so at the beginning of November, I got added to the November group because I was in the October group and I kind of started late. And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to jump in. I mean, what do I have to lose? I'm going to check in with this group. I'm going to, see what it's all about. I'm going to see if it helps me stay on track. And, I kind of needed a little bit of something. And so I checked in and I was just completely blown away. I messaged my coach, like, I can't even believe this. This is crazy. It was, not just women checking in and not just clean eating and menus and shopping lists and good things like that, but it was women supporting each other and women getting healthier and women who were building each other up instead of breaking each other down, which is just amazing. I mean, you don't see that anymore. And I just thought, oh my gosh, this is the greatest thing ever. So I really plugged into the group. I really got results. I loved it so much. It was just for the first time, it's like having a gym partner that you don't want to let down times 30. I didn't want to miss my workout and have to make it up tomorrow and then have to check in 3 days in a row. Like, hey, I missed my workout again. Promise I'm going to follow those goals. And so it really helped me stay accountable, and it worked. I got great results at the end of the 30 days of P90X3. And so my coach said, you're pretty much already coaching. Like, you're helping these ladies in the group, you're checking in, you're being supportive, and that's pretty much what a coach does. Do you want to coach? And I thought, you know what? There are so many women out there who are in this place where they feel like they can't get healthier, or they feel like they don't have time, or even just so many women who haven't started to get healthy yet and just feel awful, like I did, whether, you want to lose a lot of weight or you just want to feel better in your skin. And so I thought, there are so many women in my life like that who would just benefit from these groups. If I could just get these ladies in these groups and help people get healthier that would be amazing. And so I signed up to coach, and I set my goal at the beginning. I said, I just want to pay for my Shakeology. I want to be able to have that not as an extra cost. So through helping people, that's my only goal. I just want to help as many people as possible and get my Shakeology paid for. And I can honestly say, after 3 short months, that that goal has been achieved every month, and in the past 2 months with a little bit more, which is just amazing to think that this is something that I can do and get compensated for, is just crazy to me because I love it so much, and it's just done so many great things for me. And so it's just been more than I can imagine it would have been. Not only do I get to support these women in my challenge group, but I also have this amazing coaching team that goes out of their way to help other coaches and help each other and support each other. And it just, has been everything I could have hoped for. And the challenge groups, of course, are amazing as always. And that's pretty much my coaching story. So hope you enjoyed it.